Now, I reported on the pink sauce lady a few months ago when this product went absolutely viral. Chef P is the TikTok user that created this sauce and began selling it straight out of her own kitchen. People were curious because she was posting tons of videos dipping food into this pink sauce, and curiosity grew and grew as she wasn't exactly telling people what it tasted like and said they would need to purchase this in order to find out what it tasted like. And that's exactly what people did. It was a great marketing strategy because it did make people want to buy it. But the problem was that when customers started receiving the product, it ended up being a total disaster. This sauce contained milk products and it was being shipped in the mail during summer with no ice, nothing, just in the bottle, and the first round of shipments were being shipped out in these little baggies. And that wasn't the only issue. The label also had errors on it. The nutrition facts were wrong, ingredients were spelled wrong. So there was a lot going on that was concerning people. And people began posting on TikTok warning other people not to eat this sauce because it has been sitting out in the summer sun and it was swelling and it was probably spoiled because a sauce like that needs to be refrigerated. And it was just a mess. The concern for customers' health is what truly made the sauce go viral, and people grew more and more concerned due to how defensive Chef P was getting about all the criticism to her sauce, wondering why people were wanting her to get it FDA approved.
I'm not doing anything wrong. I am following FDA standards, so y'all keep talking about FDA approved. What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical products. The pink sauce is not a medical product. The pink sauce don't contribute to your health. I never said that.
Her responses were very concerning, and not everyone was trying to be rude either. There were so many people trying to come from a nice place saying they love supporting small businesses and they really are rooting for her and want to see her thrive, but she's putting customers in danger by not following proper food and safety protocol. The situation has since escalated, and it seems like Chef P doesn't think she deserves any kind of online criticism. And the worst part is, she recently went on the Karamo talk show where he literally backed her up and made a reviewer of the sauce feel like she was the one in the wrong and had been harassing Chef P. It's such a frustrating interview to the point that they actually had to take the interview offline due to the backlash that he received because everyone was in agreement that he was siding with the wrong person in this particular situation. So on the Karamo show, he had Chef P on, and the way he set up this whole interview was that she made just a little mistake and fixed it right away.
Did you have a negative response from your customers?
Yes.
Why?
I made a mistake. There was a packaging mistake. And so then I was like, okay, we have to put it in, like we have to stop all of these orders, contact each and every customer. We contacted everyone directly, meaning single emails, and let them know, hey, the shipment got damaged. We're aware of this. We will either refund you or send you a brand new bottle of pink sauce, letting them know like, hey, we care. And
you handled your business like a boss. She was like, I made a mistake, I'm gonna rectify it.
The thing is, the packaging wasn't the only issue that people had, so it wasn't just this one tiny little mistake that was solved once she started putting things in boxes. The other issue about the product itself were still there, but Karamo was under the impression that she fixed her tiny mistake and people wanted to clout chase off of her mistake and keep on harassing her, and that just isn't the case.
So there was a young lady on social media. She took it as the moment to say, hey, this is my moment to become viral. And that is what happened. She became viral from posting that video.
So this is someone who got one of your products.
Yes.
And saw that maybe if I post about this, I'm gonna get attention for saying, hey, pink sauce is wrong, pink sauce is this.
Yes.
He had her on first for an individual interview where he had her talk about how she had to move due to threats that people were sending her, and people had said nasty things to her, and she talked about how she was a teen mom and she was just trying to start a business and that it's a really hard thing to do, and she just created this sauce for some fun.
It was so bad, even down to someone lying about their own death. I mean, it was just horrible, and my son saw that video first. I walked in the door and just see my son laying on the floor like, did my mom kill somebody?
Oh my God.
You know?
And that was all in the backlash from people getting online
yes.
saying things about you.
Yes.
So this one mistake of packaging with your pink sauce
Yes.
turned into people creating exaggerated stories about your product, about everything that's going on.
Yes, under 50 orders.
And it just blew up with negativity.
Yes.
Throughout the interview, Karamo was just feeling for her. Like, he just could not believe the internet was being so cruel to her, and for just a simple mistake, you know, as if he didn't really know what actually happened. A lot of people were commenting that they wanted him to hold her accountable for literally putting people's lives at risk with the way the sauce was a major health hazard, and that she really didn't take it that seriously at first and was upset that people were not saying nice things about the way she put it out. Like, of course, nobody should be harassing this woman, but constructive criticism is not harassment. And in this situation, there were plenty of people that were nicely saying the things that she needs to be doing in order to avoid people getting sick from this product. But she took all of that as just receiving a ton of hate. And on this interview, she repeatedly acted like that was what had happened. Like, she had made a little error and she fixed it and people hated her for it. Like, this spoiled product was being shipped out and some people found actual glitter in the sauce. That is not sanitary and that is not a little mistake. This was a safety hazard. But Karamo was only feeling sympathy for Chef P, making her seem like the total victim in this situation, and had no sympathy for any of the customers and was just visibly upset for Chef P. So later in the interview, he brings out a TikToker, Allured Beauty, because she had reviewed the sauce. But to him, this review was harassment and her just trying to clout chase off of this pink sauce hype. And you guys, out of all the reviews I've seen on the pink sauce, she was literally so nice.
So I'm trying to be careful and not show my address, but Kim kind of beat up. I'm a little bit worried about this. So here's my bottle. The first thing I noticed is it's super watery, like people said it is. The label, yep, glitter glue. This one actually does have a expiration date on it. It says refrigerate. I'm just a little worried about it being swollen, and I don't know if this is considered swollen or not. Okay, y'all, I've been back and forth all day whether I wanted to make this or not, but I bought it in the first place to review it. If you look at the order receipt, I ordered it July 1st. That was before any of the reviews came out, so I bought it because I wanted to give y'all 100% honest review. And if I get sick, at least I have someone sick with me. So it's sealed. Okay, there's no air coming in or out of it. It smells like ranch, like it smells like the dry ranch packaging, so there's really not like a bad smell to it at all. I'm just gonna try that much. So, cheers. Doesn't really have a taste.
It is like sweet ranch.
The aftertaste, I'm not messing with. It's like watered down ranch, just like everyone's saying, but
Yeah.
there's like a sweet aftertaste that is not good. Like, I would not eat this on my pizza. I wouldn't dip my chicken nuggets in it. She will, obviously, because she's still eating it.
So her review definitely wasn't the worst of the worst. She didn't say anything that was crazy harsh. She was just giving her honest review. And she didn't even buy it because it was hype, because everyone was trying to, like, you know, talk bad about it. She bought it because she saw her TikTok originally before it was even viral, because she's a sauce girl and she just likes sauce and she was curious. But when she posted her review, somebody actually was like, hey, I think there's like something in the cap of your sauce, and left a comment. And so she went to go check and there was actual glitter inside her sauce.
Okay, so I just want to address this comment right here. After going back and looking at the video, I was like, yeah, you are right. So I pulled out the bottle and I opened it up and I had to stick my finger inside of it, but there is a piece of glitter inside the bottle. I don't know if it came from the label, because if you look here, there is glitter all over the label, just like people say it's stuck on with glitter glue. So is it edible glitter? Am I going to die? Is it safe? and you can see like all these pieces in there. I don't think there's any other glitter in there that I can see until it hits the side of the bottle. But my bottle, again, is missing the front label. I don't know where it is, if she took it off, but everyone else seemed to have a front label. Mine doesn't have anything.
But once she found this glitter in her bottle, she kind of wanted to get this sauce tested by a lab. And so she sent it off to go get tested. And she was kind of teasing that she was going to show the results on this show, but that never happened because it definitely wasn't going to go along with their storyline of Chef P being this good person in the situation who had all these lies made up about her. Like, I really want to root for Chef P, but this show was just not giving out accurate facts, and they were displaying this whole situation so poorly, as if she single-handedly ruined Chef P's entire reputation by her couple of videos. Like, there were so many other videos on the internet, but when she came onto the show, she said that she didn't feel comfortable with Chef P saying that she harassed her and that that's delusional for her to believe. And Chef P tries to say that it's delusional to send something to a lab that she stuck her finger in. And you guys, the audience, just clapping for Chef P like she made the best point ever. Like, oh my goodness.
So tell me, from your perspective, she says that she didn't harass you.
I think it's delusional to send a sample to a laboratory after you stuck your finger in it.
Okay, so let's talk about this because we don't have these details and I need to know this. So when you tasted Chef P sauce, you did the viral video, which everyone does those. People did their taste test, but you then went further.
Like, did nobody remember the reasons why she wanted to send it in? Because the product was so concerning and she found literal glitter in her sauce. Chef P is making the sauce in her kitchen with perishable products, covering it in glitter glue and sending it out to rot in the summer sun, thinking customers were about to be thrilled. Like, that is concerning. And all this girl was trying to say was that Chef P, as a business owner, should have seen how people were receiving her products and wanted to reach out to people and be like, oh my gosh, like, let me give you a refund or anything like that. And Chef P is like, the audacity of you to think that I would even need to reach out to my customers.
You see all these concerns. You saw my TikTok. I follow you. You have my address, my phone number, my email. If once I posted my original video, if you wanted to make things right as a business owner, when you create a product, that's your pride and joy. You send it off to someone, they don't like it. You're like, oh my gosh, like that's my pride and joy. Let me fix it.
So you weren't contacted by Chef P?
And the thing is, if you knew I had a problem with it, you could have contacted me and I could have turned around. And I'm not a hateful person. I could have been like, wow, Chef P contacted me.
So you're saying that you contacted me?
No, I'm saying you didn't contact me.
Okay, but why would I contact someone who's fabricating something on the internet?
And this girl is like stunned, and I'm stunned too, because earlier in this interview, Chef P was literally talking about how she reached out to every single customer that was like wronged by her sauce.
We have to stop all of these orders, contact each and every customer. We contacted everyone directly, meaning single emails, and let them know, hey, the shipment got damaged. We're aware of this.
And here this girl is saying, I think that you should be handling your customers a little bit better. And she's like, why?
You're not special, okay? So why should I lose my mind and approach you directly when you're fabricating something on the internet?
Well, I will say this, because I want to hear both of your sides. I will say this, as Chef P, as a businesswoman, no matter what someone reviews your products, unfortunately, everyone is special to you because that's going to be your business.
Chef P goes on to say that if this girl had a problem, she should have just not even made a video and gone to her directly with the lab results.
I could have, taken down the video and done my testing and kept it to myself, which I did.
No, you could have reached out to me like, hey girl, you know what? I see what you're doing, it's amazing and all. I'm a supporter, but I think you should look into this. Take this step. Did you research this? Did you check out your packaging there? Versus trying to tear down my business and my livelihood.
Like, I'm sorry, but there is no way I'm going to believe that after all that has been said, that if someone came to her with criticism, even if it was in her DMs, privately in an email, she wasn't going to get super defensive and start making some sort of excuses. And Karamo had the audacity to say, this is a moment of reflection only for the girl who made the review. You guys, like, what?
I think this is a moment of reflection.
Absolutely, and I think it's a moment of learning on both parts.
I think the learning is more on your part. This moment is for you to realize that your power is really in what you're saying and what you're doing. And that one video that you did for that second, the follow-up video, had ripple effects that you have to acknowledge is there. Because if it was on the other foot, you'd be sitting here upset, crying, mad, if you had to move every week because you and your child were in danger.
The fact that she was willing to be so respectful and say there's something that they can both learn from the situation, and he was just like, yeah, no, just you. Like, I truly cannot. I feel so bad that Chef P put this girl in this situation and tried to make her look evil. And Chef P is this victim here of internet harassment. Like, I don't doubt that people were nasty to her on the internet. I know the internet is nasty, and I'm sure people said really hurtful and harmful things to her that were harassment. But this girl being painted as the face of the harassment towards Chef P is just not it. Allured Beauty even reacted to how Chef P was acting in the green room for this show. Like, before going out there to do this interview, she was like making little TikToks and Instagrams all happy, and then ended up going out there saying like she's this sad victim who's like miserable because of this one reviewer that harassed her.
So the problem I have with this is, how are you going to be dancing like that in the green room and then go in front of a live studio audience and say the things that you did? It just, the math ain't mathin'.
Oh, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chef P here, and I am behind the scenes of this show, Karamo, and I am so excited. I can't wait for the episode to come out for y'all to see the real.
This is exactly why the video is gone. This interview is not on the internet right now. But Atozi actually sat down with Allured Beauty to talk about the show. And even after all of this, she was still so respectful to Chef P. Seems like she can admit to wanting to have handled the situation better on TikTok with her reviews.
Everyone can admit fault in some kind of way. And that's why I've said on the show, like, I think we're both in the wrong. I think that I could have went about it a different way, and I acknowledge that. And I'm so okay with knowing that I've learned a lesson from this, and I'm taking that as like my positive outcome. Is like, okay, social media does affect people, but you have to also take into account of when you're on social media, you have to be able to handle all of the negative comments.
But the fact that she can admit this while Chef P can't, and is being rude to her customer and trying to get a whole show to paint her customer out to be someone harassing her, is just ridiculous. And she made a really good point about how Chef P handled this situation and compared it to how restaurants usually handle complaints about food.
I believe that as a business owner, she should have reached out to me. Just like, for example, when you go out to a restaurant and you don't like your meal and you want a refund, a manager's not going to come up to you and be like, no, you don't get a refund. Most of the time, they're going to be understanding. They understand not everyone has the same tastes, that things
No
are
one's trying
done
to correct it.
back in the kitchen. Yeah, you can't have a 100% same way kitchen every single time. Like, there's going to be mistakes that are made regardless of if you're sending things across the country or working in a kitchen. It happens, but it's the way that you go about things that affect people. And like, to this day, I still have no hate towards Chef P.
Her reactions to the criticism and being really defensive and not wanting to take responsibility, I do think will ultimately hurt her when she does get this product safe and in stores with a shelf life. Because she did get a deal recently with a company, Dave's Gourmet, and they are going to produce this sauce for her and get it ready to be in stores and be sold like on a shelf. And even when that does come out and it's fully safe, it's the actions of her going around doing interviews like this, acting like some victim, that will ultimately hurt the business. It's all about how you handle things, and this just wasn't handled well. But that's what's going on with the pink sauce and the updates. I for sure want to know what you guys think about this mess and this whole interview in the comments below. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.